I am your color commentator for tonight, Mr. Matt2702, joined by Vitalis. Give him a hey, bro. Hello. I guess Vitalis isn't here. This is awkward. Uh, so yeah, we have the first of our play-ins. We have UTD versus DBP, and we are getting ready to hop right on into this. Uh, Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking, dude.
Well, what I'm thinking is I just got back and I'm waiting for my tea kettle to boil over because I want some gosh darn tea very soon. But what I'm actually thinking in the spicy matchup today is I'm ready to see another clash of champions in the mid lane, dude. Hiramar and Jaundice.
That's true. Are we gonna?
And then
What do you think? Is it gonna be because they could flex? Because Jaundice has been flexed all around, so we could maybe see Guy Fieri go mid.
that's true. I think this is another one of those games where both of these teams match up like pretty evenly in terms of the way they flex their roles because their biggest strengths are usually in their mid jungle duo, and Jonas isn't going support,
Yeah,
but you look at UTD and that's the same case where UTD has like I'd say where UTD has their biggest obvious strength on paper is going to be Freedom Penguin versus Fudgy Ditters,
mm-hmm.
that matchup.
Yeah.
And maybe you can make a slight argument for, Symphonian perhaps outclassing Hoagie, maybe something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
in general, I think UTD can definitely look to play towards that bot lane as something that should be relatively strong for them. And with their substitute jungler coming in, Legends MK in place of Maye, I genuinely think UTD should have a very fun time, especially utilizing Legends to open up the map in the early game, because Legends is probably the best early game jungler in the league.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we're already actually into picks and bans. We see some target bans coming out. We see Anivia coming out because I'm pretty sure Hero Mars a one trick. Xin Zhao and Zillion. Then we see the Nautilus, Ari, and Ezreal ban, taking away some of the safety picks. First pick for DVP is actually Nami, and we see Caitlyn picked up for UTD. So Freedom Penguin going ahead and getting a really safe AD, especially to combat the Nami.
Yeah, Caitlyn has been the go-to for UTD's bot laner Freedom Penguin since basically the entire season. I mean, every time Caitlyn's up, they've not hesitated to pick it for him.
Oh yeah.
And the Xerath also coming in for Hero. That's another Hero Mark classic here. I'm extremely surprised Don't Ban Poppy chose not to ban it away here. It's a very strong pick for him, and UTD's running it back with their classic long range siege comp that they also walk into river and take fights with all the time.
Now all I'm gonna say is we are almost at the end of the round one of picks, and we haven't seen a Poppy.
Yeah, that is true, but Don't Ban Poppy actually not touching their namesake very much in a long time. Now that Front Lash is in place of the substitute jungler from last week, I forget who it was, we might see a return
It
to
was
the Poppy.
it was man Jaundice. I think Jaundice jungled because they had Guy Fieri sub, right? I'm pretty sure
Um,
we actually cashed that game. Man, that's
yeah,
bad that we don't remember.
I won't say we might have casted that game, but we probably did cast that game.
Very likely. Whatever.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
yeah, but anyway, looking at this draft, though, the Ari ban coming out on the side of UTD also aimed towards Jaundice in that mid lane. And the Veigar, speaking of Poppy, there's the Poppy ban drop from UTD. UTD they've already achieved the mental high ground right now. Poppy has been banned. Nobody goes there, but UTD, they go there.
Bold plays. That's all I'm gonna
Lee,
say.
where no man has ever gone before.
The 500 IQ ban of Poppy.
Is it 500? You mean 5,000, 5,000,000?
Dude, you're right. My bad.
It's at an entirely new level, but the Veigar pick, something we haven't seen enough Don't Ban Poppy very much recently, and I'm curious as to who's going to be on this Veigar. Like, maybe they've been training up Guy Fieri on this Veigar or something like that, because it doesn't
Maybe.
seem very much like a Jaundice pick to me, but given the PMA LCS meta, like Veigar is easily, in my opinion, S tier in the PMA LCS right now, and it would not surprise me to see Jaundice just going for broken picking that Veigar up.
Mm-hmm. And we do see the Lulu targeting Hoagie's champion pool. We don't see a lot of like champions targeting his pool, but we do see the Nautilus. They picked away the Nami. We picked the Lulu. So just in the bot lane, what are you thinking? I think you're gonna see something like a Leona maybe. That would be wood. Or that'd be good.
I was about to
Oh,
say the Morgana, and then I was gonna reflex say just the Morgana for UTD because that's like
P-Flex.
Hoagie likes. Yeah, Hoagie just likes it, but in the Nami, I really don't like that. I think Sivir Nami has a huge leg up in this lane and bot lane right now. It's because Sivir's one of the few AD carries that can play into Caitlyn, and Nami has such a huge like pressure. Like, she has such a huge pressure disparity over Morgana. It's completely insane. Like she out trades and she out heals and out
Absolutely.
pokes. The only issue is that you get caught in a binding and all end and you kind of die. But of course, the one of the reasons Nami's such a good pick into that lane is a lot of times if they don't bind you in exactly the right time and the right spot, like she can get bound and they'll still probably out trade for the all in sometimes.
Ooh,
So it's just a really rough matchup.
we got a big dick Kane.
That is the biggest Nick Dickus over there on Kane. And
Let's
speaking
go.
of more picks to watch, we have Lowry being busted out in the top lane for Uncle Jemima here. And especially into Guy Fieri's Scion, I can't help but worry for Guy Fieri in that matchup. Because, Uncle Jemima perhaps not a player that we give so much attention to in in most games, but you get him on his comfort pick like this Alawi or perhaps a Jace or something like that, and you let him play a matchup that he's good at, and that his champion can succeed in, and he'll tear people apart. Like if you remember against Ganwian when they played OTP, he was literally up in that lane about like 50, 50 farm to like
Hmm.
6. Like, it was a massive gold and pressure disparity, and even though he basically died like twice because the other jungler hard camped his lane for the first like 7.5 minutes, he was absolutely destroying that lane.
Dude, was that you when you were subbing? Were you hard camping top? Isn't that the Vitalis thing?
It is not the Vita thing. I mean, I just go where people give me kills, dog. Like
Did you right?
whatever lane looks capable, I gank it. It's that easy.
Did you right? Just always tell your support to play Thresh. You always have free ganks.
It's so true. Before every champion select, I'm like, all right, play Thresh. All right, Thresh is banned. Play Nautilus. They play Nautilus like every game. Nautilus should be pick ban, honestly. Disgusting
100%.
champion.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of, like just especially with his like what he had recent changes to his like his root duration. It's just wild. Like there's no reason you should ever have a root duration that's like
Yeah, so the thing that got changed about, I believe it was 3 patches ago, something like that, that
Mhm.
propelled Nautilus to being good again was Nautilus was always sleeper before. He was not like mega good. He was like probably like B tier, maybe low A tier at best. Like he just was not in a great place, but he
Yeah.
wasn't like completely useless.
Hmm.
But he his the timer with which he can root people again with his auto attack was decreased
Yes, that's
because
right.
it starts at 12. Because it starts at 12 and scaled down to 6 before, like something like that, and now it's just 6 all the time.
And it's
And
just
yeah,
nutty. It's just
I think
nutty.
I think his dredge line damage got increased, and his mana cost might have been reduced. Not sure, but the Riptide damage was also increased, and the AP scaling was also increased, I believe. And so, like, because of a lot of like under the hood simple numbers buffs on Nautilus, he's been relevant for the past couple patches now. He's seen AP builds of him mid, which have kind of fallen out of favor. We've seen them used at the professional level and at the PMA LCS level as well, but I feel like the AP Nautilus is kind of fallen out of favor in the PMA LCS meta right now, just due to people not necessarily having raw experience on him, and I think it's very important to have range advantage and just scaling and pressure advantage in the mid matchup right now in the PMA LCS.
I definitely think that's the best way to describe like this game has become a very much, especially in PMA LCS, and we're seeing it a lot with the UTD comp. It's just like you just you outrange your opponents and you whittle them down, and it's a much better opportunity. But we do see on the side of Don't Ban Poppy, we do see Jaundice going mid that we talked about. Jaundice practicing his Vagar, and Vagar being one of the super strong champions in PMA LCS right now, just because like a lot of people are I don't want to say uncertain of how to play into it, but it's just like we've seen people like Lugo play it so incredibly efficiently, and it's just like if you can master that style of like of playing these champions that you can develop your own style on, and you can just burst champions down so quickly. Like, what's the point? Like, your only saving grace is potentially going to be Morgana Shield, and you have two heals on your team as UTD, which very safe, absolutely like that. But at the same time, like, are you going to be able to win this lane where you have like the global map pressure from Don't Ban Poppy? I don't know. What are you thinking?
In terms of teams, I actually really dig Don't Ban Poppy's comp right here. I think it looks really good. That being said, honestly, both comps look pretty good for similar reasons,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to come down to execution in team fights 100%, because the thing to look at on the side of Jump and Poppy is they have more go buttons with the Vi and the Scion, but UTD has a couple options in the Morgana and stuff like that. You look at the side of UTD and they have, they have longer range, they have the poke,
Mm-hmm.
and they have the peel in case they get engaged on. That being said, Don't Ban Poppy, like I just mentioned, has the much better engage with more go buttons. But one of the bigger issues for UTD though is going to be they have much less frontline as well. So if
Yeah.
Don't Ban Poppy can find a half decent engage, whether Morgana black shields or not, probably not going to be enough to stop Scion running at you and slamming into three of your carries and just blowing them up.
Oh, absolutely. I do think one of the saving graces for UTD is a lot of peel back. You have a ton of different ways for engage and disengage, especially with Zera stun, Caitlyn trap, and Morgana stun. You can easily target three people and hold them down for just like if you want to peel them off. And additionally, you have a Lowy ult to like disengage just as a huge tool. Um, but what I'm gonna say is I'm very interested to see which way Legends swings his cane, if he's gonna go red cane, blue cane. A lot of people recently, at least in my games, have been playing a lot more blue cane. I don't know if you've
Legends
noticed it.
loves Blue Cane. I've
He's
actually been spamming a lot of Blue Cane as well, and Legends, he loves Blue Cane. I've seen him, I think pretty much every time he's locked in Kane in the past couple weeks, like, it's been Blue Cane. And I remember, especially against SBT, when he subbed for UTD, he played Blue Cane as well. Uh, yeah, good times.
Yeah, I definitely think the one of the biggest things actually is going to be if he does go blue cane, that's going to force the Alawi to build a little bit more tanky rather than more like full bruiser. However, if Kane goes red cane, you have freedom to allow your Alawi to build a little bit more DPS alongside the Kane, who can build pretty much hybrid tank DPS, which will be really great. You can have two of these super strong bruisers, and obviously depending on how Frontlash builds as well. I mean, Frontlash could just be one of those like just go straight Trinity Force.
I'd have to, from my point of view, gotta be the Cinderhawk Trinity on the Vi this game. I think
Yeah.
take Aftershock for go Cinderhawk Trinity. That's gonna be a good option. And then after that, you can usually go pretty tanky after that. Like maybe straight up Gargoyles. Not a fan of that third. Perhaps straight after Trinity. It's doable, especially if you need a lot of tankiness then. The Sterax also a pretty good option. Like kind of the tanky-ish, kind of like the semi-tanky, mostly bruiser Vi,
Mhm.
as opposed to the assassin bruisery style Vi that you get from Warrior Trinity.
Mhm.
It's very weird because Vi is definitely, I would say, an assassin bruiser. She's both a bruiser and an assassin to a certain amount, and the builds she take kind of decide whether she's more of an assassin or more of a bruiser. Like I said, Warrior Trinity, more of an assassin, like like a mostly assassin kind of bruiser type build, and then you have Warrior Yomu's, which is pretty clear cut full assassin. You can take the aftershock on it, but it looks like the electrocute's actually going to be busted out here for front lash on the volley. So
Mm. This will be interesting then. And we do see the klepto top lane for the Alawi. We see some pretty standard stuff going out. We do see Hoagie breaking out his glacial augment Morgana. He's been telling me a lot about that, and he's been hyping it up. So I'm excited to see it in game.
and speaking
Uh,
of glacial augment, it's being busted out on the Vagar as well. And I'll be
that's
pausing at 10 seconds.
sounds good. That'll be another thing. Is Vagar can get kind of tanky, especially if he builds. Um, but what I do want to ask is, chat, please start to filter in your options of hashtag UTD win or DBP win. We have had a couple. We have Ren Wolf with a UTD win, And we have ooh, or a lot win. Wait, Legends on wait, that's wrong. Oh.
Lot win, dude, because Legends is subbing.
Oh, you right, you right.
Lot
Pause.
win! Alright, I'm paused.
Alrighty.
Ready when you are.
Uh okay. Give me 1 second. Gonna pull up the scoreboard and get everything organized.
1 second's up.
Uh,
And we were talking about, while you're doing that, we were talking about that, perhaps lack of extremely solid disengage. Because, you were onto something definitely. Like, they kind of have, like, the bootleg disengage going with the Caitlyn, the Caitlyn traps, the Xerath stun, the Morgana binding. But nothing that can really, like, stop the enemy from just, like, running all over you, especially if Scion jumps on you. Which is why I really love the Glacial Augment here. You pick up the Twin Shadows, and all of a sudden, they have some legitimate disengage into that comp from Don't Ban Poppy. That being said, though, Jaundice counters with the GLP and his Twin Shadows, and they're still running at you. And the Scion's not gonna stop for the Twin Shadows. He's just gonna hit your. He's just gonna hit
Oh,
your
yeah.
entire back line.
Anyways, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. 11,
12, 13.
12, 13, 14.
Oh.
Okay, perfect. That is beautiful. It's gonna friggin' unpause for us once we get alright, I'll pause. That's gonna be beautiful. But yeah, so based upon what I'm seeing so far, I'm actually think we're gonna have to give game 1 to UTD as well.
This is only one game. What do you mean game 1?
Oh yeah. UTD. Well, you heard me. I am still giving game 1 to UTD. There's just no game 2.
just game 1 UTD. They're wiping out everything from the start.
Yeah, there's just too much comfort on the side of UTD. If you ask me, Freedom Penguin's rocking the Caitlyn here, Mars rocking the Xerath, and Legends is on his blue. Like, pretty much everyone on this team is on a pick that they love playing right now. Legends can play anything, but he's like Blue Cane has been his thing lately, and he's on that. Uncle Jemima, he's on the Alawi. He's got a great matchup top lane. Hiromar has a pretty good matchup into the Veigar mid. The rough part is he's got to respect the Glacial Augment once Jaundice picks up a slow item, because then Jaundice can like slow him and just put boxes around him the entire game, and it won't be a good time. And the only person who could make a case for not being on a super duper strong comfort pick is going to be Super Hoagie, and that Morgana isn't, it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, that's probably, maybe like third, fourth, maybe somewhere down there in the champion pool, but it's not like he's never played Morgana before.
Right. And that's definitely something to make note of. Something that's been very interesting to see is very important is noticing that we have had very much mage supports, and I think something, and we've seen a couple tank support mains, like we've seen Biscuit Hat do a lot of tank supports. I'm very curious, and especially with Nautilus being pick banned now, I'm very interested to see if any other tank supports will make it back. We've seen the Sona Taric, and Sona Taric isn't as strong, but I still think Taric's a super strong support.
Taric's a mega strong support, and I expect to see a lot more Taric in the coming weeks. And another pick that I actually expect to see in limited places is going to be Yuumi. And
that's right, she just came out.
And I know I'm going to get roasted for this one, because I spent all of yesterday complaining about how trashy and awful Yuumi is. And yeah, she was terrible. And then they hotfixed her.
Yeah. Dude, just stack that with a Draven. That's what matters.
Yeah, that's usually Yuumi Draven seems pretty okay. Yuumi has a lot of synergy though with specific AD carries, and in my opinion, Yumi's going to be really good in the specific matchups, especially ones that can't all in her, because like the only lane that, in my opinion, with Yuumi might be safe to blind pick even one of the players. Like, the only lane where it's going to be safe to blind pick a Yuumi when you don't know the opposing bot lane is it's going to be if you can pick up the Ezreal for it. That's really the only lane I'd feel safe playing right now with Yuumi.
I don't know. I think Lucian Yuumi might be pretty safe, because could you stack her ultimate, like her and Lucian ultimate, if you send it in like opposing directions and just form like kind of a cone. Like you force them into the middle and you know where they're gonna be. They're either gonna take damage.
But then all your ults deal no damage.
Dude, it's
Why not
called
just
zoning.
ult the same? Why not just ult the same person, dude? It's like the real direct. Yo, Yumi Misfortune actually. That seems so good.
Dude,
Actually, Yumi Misfortune might be clutch.
dude, but zoning ultimates.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
it's like playing Thresh and
There's
you
so
miss your
many
Q.
synergies that there's so Yumi Twitch too. Yumi Twitch is the real
Ooh.
one because you
Oh,
can't
that's
see Yumi when
right.
Twitch goes stealth, and Twitch gets spray. Yumi snares him. Dude, now that Yumi's actually playable after the hot fix, there's so much synergy in the bot lane. It's nuts.
Dude, that's all that matters.
That
This
being said, a lot of the lanes I'm looking at for that to work is going to be Ezreal, just due to the fact that they both have you have the Yumi Q, and then you have Ezreal's Mystic Shot as well. That's like
Ooh.
all around they just poke. And the issue with Yumi is, you know, you just all in the AD carry and you kill him, and then Yumi dies, and that's basically all there is to it. But Ezreal, he just shifts out and Yumi lives. It's great. So, you know, part of the way people are doing things on Yumi right now is you'll see them going Ignite Exhaust, or perhaps Ignite Teleport, or maybe Exhaust Teleport. Flash is honestly not necessary on Yumi, because anytime you're in danger of being killed, you should be inside your ADC. So,
And I do think that's actually one of the things that Riot has done well is, well, I say well, is they've given a lot of champions opportunities to escape. So you have to make sure that when you do pick your fights, you know, like your knowledge of their cooldowns and like everything is set up and good to go.
in general, you kind of have to be sure your knowledge of a lot of things is good, or else, oh god forbid, you get stuck with the Thresh support that decides to hook the Yumi every time he tries to all in, and I'm like,
Dude, dude, what
not
do you
know how the champ works.
dude, what do you mean? You killed. I thought you're supposed to kill the healing support first. Isn't that the common knowledge? You kill the Soraka first. You kill the
I mean, yeah.
Nami.
Yeah, the downside is you just don't kill the healing support that brand starts into every person at the drop of a hat, dude. That's all.
Wait, is that a?
Is Brand Stark the champion, bro?
Dude,
Actually,
dude, wait, spoilers? Spoilers?
have you not watched Game of Thrones
No,
at all?
I have, but for the people who haven't, spoilers, dude.
That's like 3 seasons ago, bro. Come on.
Dude, come on. All right, we're back in game. Let's
That's
get
at
it started.
least like 2 seasons ago.
Oh, everyone has like rainbow starting. Wow.
Yeah, you know, I'll draw some Game of Thrones spoilers. Actually, Superman dies. If Thanos snaps his finger and Superman dies.
Dude, speaking of Infinity Ward, while we talk, they're cheesing, or they're gonna try and cheese. Speaking of,
Yeah, the classic UTD in Fade, there will be blood. And if you remember the last time we casted with this man, Hoagie wants blood. Psyche doesn't. They're getting out of there. They've been spotted. They're on a ward. Everyone get out.
so quick question: what's your timer at? 'Cause mine just lagged.
59, 1, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 7. You good?
11, 12, 13. Is that close?
Just pause for like 1 second, count it in your head, and then go.
17, 18, 19. We good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeet. All right, that was a quick and easy fix. I like that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, pretty standard starts. It looks like Kane going red, and we obviously see Front Lash going like the Vi going red. It just makes the most sense. You think it horizontal, or you think it's gonna be vertical jungling?
Should be horizontal in this meta, especially now that the scuttles don't spawn. You need to be clearing at least like 3 to 4 camps in your jungle unless there's a clear gank opportunity given to you. It's because getting that clear and efficient fast pathing is very important right now. You know, you have champions like Kane. I've actually... Ooh, quick binding coming in for Hoogie on the Fudgy Ditter's bot lane. That's gonna be a lot of damage onto the Sivir early. It's Super Hoogie and Freedom Penguin asserting that dominance in the lane, but in my opinion, gotta be very careful from here on out how they trade, because Nami can heal up and they can.
Oh yeah, especially the good thing is that it may cost Nami a ton of mana, and it looks like she started, what is that, Frostfang? I never remember titles, but like starting Spell Thief, Frostfang is tier 2, but upon first pick she'll be able to get a little bit more mana regen, which will be nice. But like even so, it'll be really interesting to see. because like what W costs 70 mana level 1, so it's really expensive to heal. So you gotta be very like cautious of when you do heal, and you can't just like consistently throw it out.
Yeah, of course, you know, you can say all that, but then sometimes inevitably what happens is every single bot laner just starts running at each other between the levels of 1 and 3 when they have Nami in the lane. And then that's the one time I've seen Nami get kind of overloaded sometimes, is when you repeatedly take a bunch of like slightly bad trades, and then she realizes, hey, we're all the same health, but then Nami's out of mana.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. Quick shout out, Ren Wolf with the 2 months for Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. We're making some money here. Ooh, Uncle Jemima up in the top lane with Guy Fieri.
Yoinking him already, dude, getting those Klepto procs. A plus 100. Ooh, interesting.
Fat dinero. That's what you look for. But yeah,
El Dinero Gordo, brother.
big. I'm very interested to see. We only see I think Vagar and the Scion opt for sustain on the side of Don't Ban Poppy, but we see it like from Hoagie and in Freedom Penguin on the boss side. Very interested. Ooh, delayed
This is a
spell.
nice, cute binding.
Yeah,
This
that's
time the spell shield's slightly better. Oh, walking on the trap in the bush too. It's gonna be some fat headshot damage.
oh yeah, her W damage got buffed. Headshot damage got buffed, didn't it?
Yep, and Freedom Penguin also sitting in a relatively good spot in this bottom lane right now. He's gonna be up about 3 to 4 CS, and another good binding over the wall from Super Hoagie. Freedom Penguin and Super Hoagie decidedly getting a decent pressure out, but Front Lash coming in the top lane. Uncle Jemima going to be stunned up and forced to flash away from top jungle duo of Don't Ban Poppy here.
Yeah, really smart. Like just well timed by Uncle Jemima, knowing that like, all right, we gotta hold on. We can't just prematurely flash, because this something that like I know I've seen a lot of like low, like I say that as I'm Silver 2, as a big low elo, like Silver 2 elo people will just like, as soon as they see the
visiting
jungle.
the mid lane again. Here, Mar going to get stunned up under the baby cage and taken very low.
Ooh, Uncle Jemima getting a favorable trade top lane. Like just getting the slow, and should be getting the procs from that off.
And now that they know that Front Lash isn't going to be up there again to say hi, the wave is on Uncle Jemima's side, and he has the pressure in that matchup in terms of, you know, like the way matchup works. So overall, it's time for him to apply the pressure, and we're going to be seeing him doing Alawi things.
Yeah, and as we're taking bot lane, some very good poke by Hoagie, hitting some very nice, very like narrow alleyed bindings. Very well done. I will compliment that. Ooh.
Yeah, so perhaps Fudgy and Symphonian probably need to start working the Twinkle Toes a little bit more. I say that now. Symphonian getting hit up by another binding. Freedom Penguin going in for some fat damage. Peacemaker combo going down on Fudgy Ditters. That's gonna be some decent damage done onto the Sivir there. And as we were talking about earlier, this Nami, they have been pressured out of lane. They've kind of been hit by a massive number of bindings and been trading with this Caitlyn a lot. And this Nami's now finally out of mana.
Yeah, and that's not, like we said, that's not the situation we want to be in. We do see Jaundice mid lane working his Twinkle Toes, though, getting some sweet dodges. But
Yep, and that ranged disadvantage in the matchup causing a couple problems for Jaundice at this point, exactly as you'd expect. But he is doing a very good job staying mostly even on farm, and he should be pretty relevant. If you're Vagar right now, this is good. Not great, but this is good.
yeah, you're able to just kind of sustain and fight it off. I do want to point out that they had that the side of UTD had a very deep ward.
Coming in again.
Oh,
Hiramar
no.
gonna get smashed up by this vault breaker. Hiramar flashing out, popping the flash and heal.
Ooh, we see both top laners having their ults now, so we're going to be able to see Guy Fieri have a lot more global presence, even though he just burned TP to get back into lane. But we will see the Scion train just choo-choo all the way around the map.
A small farm advantage opened up for Uncle Jemima in the top lane, currently about 10 farm up into Guy Fieri, and also just backing in front of his face to flex himself. And Front Lash currently in Legends of K's jungle trying to steal. Yep, he's going to steal away that red buff.
Which, hey, that's good for him to steal away, but, like, It's also an attempt to try and catch back up because we do see that Legends is about that's what maybe 8 to 10 CS up.
It's 2 camps up right now.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good for Legends, and we do see Legends ahead in his build already getting, and it looks like he's gonna be going for Warrior. So
Yeah, so Frontlash has done a very good job of getting even, of like putting his pressure on the map, but and it shows because Frontlash is he's getting top, he's ganked mid, and the impact he's had is partially like due to luck, just because like perhaps some of the other laners haven't been watching as carefully as they could have been. So he can path very efficiently, and both those ganks like just kind of happened.
hmm
But at the same time, the fact that he's able to have that much pressure on the map, and he's only 2 camps behind Legends right now, that's pretty decent for this Vi.
I would agree, but we also see a little bit of the individualistic jungler, the Veigar or the Vi going ahead and opting to take the blue buff, which may have been better served on Jaundice. I don't know. Veigar seems like a mana hungry champion. I don't play enough Veigar.
Into Xerath, I'd say Veigar's a pretty mana-hungry champion, and Legends visiting Johnson mid lane is going to be stunned up by that shocking orb brought extremely low. Umbral Trespass coming out, but Hirama going to secure the first blood with the Arcano Pulse.
Very well done. That's kind of like what you want to see in a Kayn gank, is just someone being able to hold them down and you being able to chain your CC into them. Like chain CC is one of the most common practices. Like, all right, it seems pretty straightforward, but to be able to do so with some of the stuff, like to well time it like they just did there, just right at the end of the Xerath stun, just right into the knockup. Very well done on their behalf. So good job Legends and good job Hirama.
Yeah, and maybe John just holding onto that flash, either because he just doesn't, because he thinks holding onto the flash is more important than actually, living or something there. But saying that now, and here comes Gank in the bot lane. Hoagie and Freedom Penguin in the front. Gonna flash out. There's the dunk coming in from Frontlash. Fudgy is securing this kill on Super Hoagie. And Freedom Penguin now, he's walked back up, gonna get caught up in Symphonian's bubble. Legends is here on the answer. Flash Vault Breaker from Frontlash. That's gonna be a kill going over to him. On to Freedom Penguin.
Yeah, that seemed a little aggressive from the UTD bot lane. I think as soon as you had seen the Nami ultimate, you just leave and you don't try and fight that again because you recognize that something's up. Oh, Hirama.
Mid lane, Jaundice having some issues getting out of that Arcana Pulse with some fancy footwork though, and Jaundice taking extremely low right now on this Veigar pick. Gonna be forced to probably back here pretty soon. Right, the Arcane comes out. That's gonna be one. Has found its mark, but the third not going to land. Going 1 for 3, and Jaundice getting out of that one with his life.
Yeah, fancy feet.
No, the Arcano Pulse. Actually, Jaundice is gonna get destroyed by the Arcano Pulse. You hate to see that one.
This, you hate to, in the words of everyone, literally everyone at BMA, so you hate to see.
To see that happen. Yep, and that dragon though going to be secured in the meantime by Frontlash and co.
We do see a lot of bullying topside, and we do see Legends like poised to take a potential gank here.
Yeah, so this is the Echo Jemima especially. You should ban the Alawi, or you should make sure you can pick your top laner a matchup that can actually play against this thing. Because you're playing Scion, and you're playing random tanks that basically do nothing, and Alawi will just sustain through it and bully the lane. And, it's almost a thoughtless process. You land Test of Spirit, you bonk them.
Yeah.
Repeat process.
Easy enough. Ooh, we do see Vi going back bot lane to try and gank UTD's bot side. 3 bot. And we do see Legends also opting for Raptors. We saw that he was a little bit,
Now here, Mark gonna get stunned up on the baby cage. It's gonna take some damage from Jaundice though, but Veigar is 2 levels down and 2 kills down at this point. Also, oh geez, 28 CS down. This is a very bad time for this Veigar, and the Guy Fieri's been brought extremely low in the top lane here, and Legends MK is currently soloing this Rift Herald right now.
Go Legends. Speaking of CS differentials, we do see a large CS differential top side as well as mid lane. We see that's approximately, 32 CS in the top side. So that makes it really easy for, well, I won't say easy, but Uncle Jemima's had a lot more capability of shoving the lane and getting a lot of pressure. We do see Hoagie burn his ult.
Yeah, Fudgy Ditter's gonna flash out of those soul shackles real quickly, not wanting to mess with that at all. And if there's one saving grace for Don't Ban Poppy right now, it's going to be this bot lane. They're still down in farm slightly, though, but they do have a kill advantage, especially coming off of Front Lash's pressure in the bottom side. And Front Lash coming out on Hirmar once again. That's air taking extremely low. Saw battery coming out. Vega are going to go for it, but the shutdown going over to Front Lash.
Yeah, Vi just was one of those champions that feels super strong. Like, to me, Vi is another pick ban. Like, a lot of people, and if you know how to play Vi, it's like really easy to get those wins. But if you're like a brain dead, bronze 5, and you're like, Vi, press R button, and it's like, no, there's more to that. But
yeah, honestly, in terms of for PMA LCS tier list, I'd have to say Vi is pretty up there as well.
oh yeah,
In my opinion, I don't think Vi is a mega strong jungler right now, but especially in the PMA LCS, I think she can be very viable to a team. And I think the reason we don't see more of her in this league is because the PMA LCS has much more of a focus on comfort picks than a lot of things. Vegetator is actually popping the only hunt bot lane, but not gonna go for that. Oh god, Symphonian get caught up in a CC combo and mowed down. Kill going over to Freedom Penguin. Vegetator spell shooting away that ace in the hole real quick. Front Lash waiting in the bush again on by Bonk. Freedom Penguin taken extremely low. Gonna walk out though. And the baby cage thrown down. Uncle Jemima flashing away in the top lane. And Fudgy Ditters and Front Lash are now onto the tower in the bot lane, though Fudgy Ditters, he stepped on a trap and to take some damage from that headshot.
we've just had so much, like, just so many small skirmishes in like the last 5 minutes that have just been so good because this will be ultimate.
And Test coming out in the top lane, Guy Fieri ulting and flashing away immediately. And Legends MK in the jungle now. He's found Jaundice. That's gonna be the. And now Uncle Jemima and Legends, they are onto this top side turret. Legends brought extremely low. Dodge away the Dark Matter, and Jaundice popping the baby cage. He's so low, he's under turret. Uncle Jemima, though, gonna finalize the kill onto the Spirit Rip.
Did someone say rip? Hang on, let me find
Rip.
my jewel. I gotta give a fat rip.
No. I gotta give a fat rip to your joke, dude. Rest in peace. Legends of K, though, he's overstayed his welcome in this jungle. Front Lash has found him and gonna take him down. And Hiramar surely gonna fall soon. This poor Xerath we get absolutely massacred by Vi's demonic fists over here.
But the question is that going to be worth the trade? Because you're about to give up bot lane tower. I don't know if Sivir can sustain this. The wave clear will be good, but it'll be close.
It's a Reaver Sivir. She can absolutely shred every wave that comes through this tower. There's pretty much no way they're gonna get this tower anytime soon, unless Fudgy Ditters walks into a CC combo or something. Actually, being able to stop the backs there due to having a ward on that.
Yeah, very good. We see
good spot.
There's just a lot of pressure, and it looks like the next dragon that's coming up is gonna be. I think it's another mountain drake. Sorry, it's a cloud.
And Uncle Jemima is now teleported back into this top lane here, currently sitting at a monstrous 38 CS lead over Guy Fieri right now. Legends of K in the bot lane though, Hoagie flashing in, dropping the Soul Shackle, Symphony extremely low. Great bubble on the Legends. He's flashing for it though. Fudgy is gonna fight the takedown on the Hoagie. And Legends, though, gonna mow down that Sivir. And Legends, he's juking out. Great Humble traps past the dodge for the baby cage. He's on to Symphonian now. Symphonian gonna get taken down by this Shadow Cane. Primordial Burst gonna come out and absolutely eviscerate that poor guy, though. Meanwhile, Front Lash is found Hirmar once again in the jungle. This poor Xerath, he's stunned up, knocked into the baby cage. Great combo from those two. And Front Lash gonna put him 12 feet under with those Fists of Fury.
So I just want to shout out that Front Lash has 100% KP. So does Symphonian. Well played, both of you guys. That's definitely it's definitely well played. Ooh, Uncle Jemima still slapping up Guy Fieri.
Also indicative of the fact that pretty much everything Don't Ban Poppies has gotten this game. It's been through the bottom side.
Yeah, especially.
And, you gotta admire how well Front Lash is doing this game, but Legends is definitely in a pretty decent spot as well. And The Shadow Cane, he's busted it out. Also, meanwhile, though, Guy Fieri dropping on top onslaught in top lane. Uncle Jemima, though, popping that Test Spirit. That's so much damage coming in from the allow. He's sustaining, he's ripping through. The heals are massive, but Symphonian secures the kill with the bubble. But not before Uncle Jemima takes down that big beefy boy Scion. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, though, Freedom Penguin, he's caught out. Front Lash is dominating, shoving his fist so far out the rectum, you wouldn't believe it. But here comes Legends MK here to shut down that buy. That's going to be a massive shutdown bonus.
Yeah, and we see two towers. We have seen very strong objective pressure from the side of UTD. You know, getting some of the team-based objectives, but in terms of neutral objective pressure, we do see Don't Ban Poppy doing a lot more, and now we start to see they're going from neutral to team objectives, and they're going to shove down this top lane tower, and they're going to trade, it looks like, for the bot lane tower, and it's just a matter of will that be worth it. I mean,
there's one Scion versus the world right now in bottom lane, but you know, he's a tanky Scion, and there's no reason for them to do anything, so UTG is going to walk out of there, and great job by Fudgy and Symphonian securing that topside turret. That's going to be the first turret of the game going over to, the first turret, well, for Don't Ban Poppy's game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Legends, though, he's found the bot lane, do it. Soul Shield can not do anything, though, and Legends of Kate destroying Fudgy Ditters, and the double kill soon to follow with assist from Freedom Penguin's ace in the hole.
Oh no.
Charge Vault Breaker coming in from Front Lash. He's found. Legend's gonna dunk him. Textbook buy combo once again.
Oh, Hoagie.
Ooh,
sidestep.
On the binding, but the Soul Shackles comes out. Front Lash, he can't get away. He has no flash. He is stuck. And that's going to be the kill going over to Freedom Penguin. Meanwhile, on the side, though, Jaundice extremely low on the Vigor. Uncle Jemima flashing over. Two-man knock-up. Guy Fieri going ham on the Scion with the unstoppable onslaught, but there's just so much CC. Freedom Penguin, this Vigor is very underfed and can't actually kill this Caitlyn, but Guy Fieri, he's running in. He's trying to finalize it. The slap's going to secure the kill on Freedom Penguin.
Oof. Very, very sad day. But there's a lot of really good things that happen in that fight. We do see Legends unfortunately being taken down early, but we're able to see that that once you're able to pick off Front Lash, that the side of DBP is a little bit weaker than anticipated. So that's good for the side of UTD, knowing, okay, we take this Vi out, they're not as strong. We're going to see Jaundice scale up as the late game progresses, so really the goal of UTD is going to be to end this a little bit quicker, because we don't want to see that Veigar with, you know, like 1500 AP, because he'll just one-shot us, and it's really sad. But if this game goes to the late game, I have no doubt that it's going to go to Don't Ban Poppy. But what do you think? If this game ends within the next 10 minutes, do you think UTD can end in 10 minutes?
I think it can easily end in 10 minutes. It's going to be a bit of a slow push, but they have the tools they need. However, one of the dangers is going to be playing around the 7-2 Warrior Trinity Force Vi with Electrocute right now. That thing is full burst assassin mode, so it's probably going to blow someone up. What you need to do is you need to kite that thing back, and you need to ensure that if it bare minimum, like, it should only be killing one of your dudes. Like, yeah, it's very squishy. It has Electrocute. It's not running Aftershock. So this Vi really shouldn't be killing multiple people in a team fight if you play them right. You know, although some fighting going on in top lane, Guy Fieri is brought extremely low by Uncle Jemima, and Unstoppable Onslaught comes out. Uncle Jemima stuck under turret, gonna get mowed down here. Kill going over to Fudgy Ditters, and now Don't Ban Poppy. They are looking for the engage around Baron's side. And UTD here, they are stuck in this river right now. Great Glacial coming out from Jaundice, but Legends MK on the side blows him up. Kill actually going over the Freedom Penguin. Legends, though, going to get mobbed on the side of Don't Ban Poppy. Kill going over to Guy Fieri.
So we see the 2-for-1 trade there, and that's definitely that's a really big, like a really big kind of pickup for this side of DBP, where things have been going kind of like 50-50 most of the
Oh, no, Front Lash is going in. He's blown up Freedom Penguin. That is so much damage. You hate to see that.
Jesus. All right, so don't give Front Lash. So note to every team that plays DBP, don't give Front Lash Vi, or if you give him Vi, like, make sure you shut him down, because this is what happens. This is what we call huge.
Yeah, both of these team comps really have, like, soft tools against each other, I'd say, but they don't have hard tools against each other, meaning if one side gets extremely fed or there's anyone at all who gets in a position they need to be, the other team will actually have trouble dealing with them. And so what I mean by that is there's no hard disengage for UTD onto the side of this Vi. So like this Vi could be 10-2, but like if they had a Janna, like Janna presses Q and R and this Vi is still useless. Yeah, but not the
Legends,
case. And
no.
the Legends MK base checking gonna get dunked once again by Frontlash. I feel like I've seen that in a different river somewhere before.
That's one of
Don't
those.
quote me on it.
That's one of those feel bad moments. You just don't want to see that.
And overall, Legends has had a very interesting game so far. He's done a lot of good things, but he's also had some very questionable plays. And the main thing it looks like for me, speaking of which, Freedom Penguin are caught up in this Nami bubble here. Frontlash slamming him down with the Fist of Fury. Unstoppable Onslaught coming out from Guy Fieri. Super Rogi though, dropping the Soul Shackles under turret, and Guy Fieri gonna walk away.
Yeah, we're starting to see the inverse of the slow choke. We thought the slow choke was going to come out from UTD. DBP actually showing up and saying, "Hey, we got the slow choke too. We can go ahead and pick off your people, and we can just start slowly choking you down mid lane." And I wouldn't be surprised to see if they rotate top because they do have way
no,
pusher.
Guy Fieri gonna get caught out under that turret there, and no advised dive. Kill gonna go over to Hiramar. And Frontlash gonna get caught up by Legends in the jungle. Great bubble coming out. That's disengaged. Kill going over to Jaundice onto Legends.
Very good bubble placement. Like that's just.
No, but Hiramar, he's stuck out. Primordial Burst comes in. That is one dead Xerath.
Rip.
You hate to see it.
You really do. And this is where I think we start to see the beginning of the end. We start to see DBP go ahead and just they're gonna opt to back instead. They're gonna opt to reset. Maybe go for the reset and maybe set up for Baron because we do see Uncle Jemima shoving bot lane.
There is a silver lining in UTD's Cloud right now, and that is Uncle Jemima, while that was all going on, shoved out that bottom lane, got them another turret, and despite the fact that it's looking rather rough for UTD now, they are still, even on gold, and they do have a rather fed ally who can apply a decent amount of split push pressure. That being said, they've got a bit of an uphill battle coming forth right now because it's going to be tough for Shadowcane to find some assassinations. Fudgy Ditters, he's completed his Phantom Dancer now. Symphonian has the Redemption. He's had that for a while, but especially with just how fed the rest of Don't Ban Pop is, once Legends goes into a mess, if Legends chooses to actually engage into any team setting, he's probably not getting out unless he waits for a long time with that Umbral Trespass. Because fun fact about Shadowcane is actually his wall walk takes about it has an 8-second cooldown to begin with, and the cooldown doesn't start running until after you get out of the wall. But honestly, especially once you get it down to around 6 seconds with cooldown reduction, getting 25% CDR, that's a pretty doable number for the Kane. What ends up happening? Oh, hold on. Frontlash is caught out. Legends MK in the jungle and is going to give him an alley-oop. Michael Jordan combo. That's one dead Shadowcane.
Oh, wow.
Don't Ban Bobby looking for the engage here. John is flashing forward, taking so low. Unstoppable Onslaught comes out, though. Bot lane kiting back from Guy Fieri, and he's slowly falling. He's going to die soon. Frontlash, though, coming in to clean up the kill onto Super Hoagie. Ready the Arcane comes out as Freedom Penguin going to get blown up by Frontlash's Vi again. And that's so much damage. Uncle Jemima also going to fall to Frontlash's Vi. Triple kill for Frontlash and a 4-for-2 in favor of Don't Ban Poppy.
Yeah, and I think at this point, do you just try and set up? Do you try and just set up for it, or you just try and pick off this Xerath? You see him like lurking. I think you have the vision of that. Do you just go, or?
I have a Mountain Drake. I think this is doable.
I would.
You really need the vision on the Xerath, and this might be. You can't just die a Xerath poke in the pit, and yeah, this is gonna happen right now. But the Blast Shield coming out, actually, they really need to start juking the Xerath poke, call off this Baron, and yeah, they're just going to call off the Baron. That's the safe option. You don't want to throw here.
Oh yeah, I agree. We do see the double red buff with Frontlash and Fudgy Ditters. Really well done.
And I was talking about that Shadowcane, the Shadow Step is E earlier, so back to that point. when he actually, once he's finished, it's only like a 6-second cooldown. So at that point, if Legends has dropped a combo on someone, he can just Umbral Trespass inside of them and stay to them for about 3 to 4 seconds, finish the assassination, and then walk out through another wall pretty much for free, just because the cooldown will almost be back up. And Uncle Jemima gets stunned out under this baby cage in the Dragon Pit right here. Legends of K, though, on the flank. He's found Jaundice. Quick takedown. Front Lash, though, comboing him down, and that's going to be the trade of kills. 1-for-1 so far as right of the Arcane Code's out. It's an all-out fight for this Mountain Drake. Guy Fieri going in with Scion ult, and that's going to be the Drake going down, but Super Hoagie stuck in the middle. 4 members of Don't Ban Poppy, though, actually going to be able to walk out of that one. Freedom Penguin and Hiram are doing so much damage. And Don't Ban Poppy actually forced to back out of that one, although not empty-handed, as they secured another Mountain Drake.
Yeah, and we're starting to see this is just going to be really rough. We do see them being able to reset. We're starting to see the gold differentials continue.
Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri just messing around a little too long with that ward over there, and he pays the iron price.
We do see now. We just starting to look at the. I'm just looking at the money a little bit. Yeah, there's significant gold leads in like. It's jungle and bot lane that are really doing it for. Excuse me. Jungle and bot lane that are really doing it for DBP. On the side of UTD, it's the top lane and the mid lane that actually have the largest gold differentials. So now I think it's just a matter of can your bot lane, can like your AD and your jungler save your game, or does it come down to
oh no, Super Hoagie! Rip!
Well, the good news is Veigar burned ult. The bad news is Veigar ult is on such a short cooldown.
Yeah, the bad news, Morgana burned life.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's gonna be the cloud in your silver lining there, Chief.
That's gonna be. Hey, do I have one to pour one out for Hoagie? Pour one out for my Hoagies.
I better pour one out for this Baron, because this Baron's getting melted by the sheer power of double Mountain Drake. But Hirmar, though, he's dead. He's angry. He's 6 kills, and he's a Luden's death cap in on this Seraph. This is going to be a very difficult Baron to finish, and Don't Ban Poppy wisely calling that one off yet again. And unfortunately for them, it seems like an impregnable task for them unless they can actually do something about this Seraph. That being said, though, Guy Fieri is calling some of that split push pressure down, and they found Legends once again on the top side. Jungle, Front Lash, gonna take him down.
I think now is the opportune time to do it. Like you already don't have smite. Like I get that you're gonna try and pick this off, but right now you see Jaundice trying to zone them out. You should just be continuing to go for that Baron because you have Uncle Jemima split as well. You really have.
And now Don't Ban Poppy forcing the engage here. Mark's caught in a rough place, gonna get knocked up by the tidal wave flashing out, but Pudgy Dater's gonna kill him. And now Freedom Penguin and Super Hoagie looking for the kite, looking for the damage. Ace in the hole coming out, gonna be blocked by Symphonian. Meanwhile, in this bot lane, though, Uncle Jemima and Guy Fieri, they're having at it, or more precisely, Guy Fieri's running and Uncle Jemima's just bashing him.
Yeah, I do think the option here, this right now, you just gotta burst this Baron down. I think regardless.
This Baron's getting mowed down very quick. He got that double Mountain Drake. The Xerath is finally dead, and Legends is just now coming back. Super Hoagie gonna get stunned out in that baby cage. Boom! So much damage coming in. Finally gonna take that Morgana down. Legends, though, he's found them in the pit, and
you just gotta finish it. You just
gotta
gotta.
Onto that Baron now. And Legends, that's granted. Such a short cooldown in that Shadow Step, but right in that lull, that's the opportunity for them to finally close that Baron down and ensure that he can't steal that.
Oh, absolutely. And now we're gonna see. This is really like we said about 10 minutes ago. At this point, it's entirely possible for UTD to win this game. At this point, we do see them down. Objectives are tied, but they're down about 3.4k gold. So down 3.4k gold. It's still anybody's game. Don't get me wrong, but it's just going to be very, very difficult to get that momentum going back, especially when you have Assassin, Kane, Vice, whatever. What is I just call them Red and Blue because nobody actually, I don't know what they're actually called, but like Red Kane would have been. I think in this circumstance, Blue Kane is strong, but I think Red Kane would have been much better for team play around.
I believe the go-to is Rost and Shadow Assassin is
Ah,
what they're called, and like the Shadow Assassin is known as like Shadow Kane because he's still Kane, and then Rost is just Rost because he's obviously not Kane.
gotcha. Yeah. I just like being a 3-year-old child and knowing my colors. Like that's all I need to know.
I know red from blue, Chief. I may eat the crayon, but at least I can tell them apart.
Dude, I just want the cherry flavor, not the blueberry
Oh
flavor.
no, Legends of King got bashed down by front lash yet again as that mid tower falling, and don't ban Poppy there against this fight. Uncle flashing in, gets taken down very early though. And now don't ban Poppy there onto this inhibitor quickly. Redemption comes out. It's been some massive healing. Inhibitor has finally been dropped. And don't ban Poppy, they're looking for more. Sky Fury mowing down that bot lane. Unstoppable Onslaught comes out, and they're forcing another fight. Hieromoy stuck in this baby cage, but he has the black shield. Red turret destroyed in the bot lane. Right the Arcane comes out. He's looking for Jonas. He's looking for Front Lash. He's going to find neither. A couple damage on the front units, but Freedom Penguin now caught out. Baby Cade's going to get eviscerated by Don't Ban Poppy. And this Nexus is already very low. And it looks like this is going to be a game going over to Don't Ban Poppy. And they have officially won the tiebreaker.
That's a GG's. Always GG's, everyone. Yeah. So that's game one. Let's take a look at some of these damage stats. I want to see this graph. I want to see. Wait,
Front Lash has 27,000 exactly. That's actually so cool.
Hiramar did so much damage. Wait.
He's there, bro. You just boop.
Oh, you right. You right.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was a overall a good game. That's just really, really rough.
Yeah, I would say we talk about the MVP vote, but I don't think there's really anything to talk about. We know who's getting MVP after that one.
Actually,
It's
we got. It looks like we got word in the chat that there is no MVP. What?
there is no MVP. That is so boring. Well, you know there will be no official MVP vote, I guess, but caster MVP. We'll give it to Front Lash.
Oh yeah, no doubt in my mind. Can we get him like? Can
Can we
we?
get Front Lash in the call?
Yeah, hey
Just to
friend.
talk a little bit.
Yeah, is that cool? Can
Yeah,
we get a?
yeah, the factor. Yeah.
Yeah, is there any, you know, opposition in the chat from like the admin? I mean the mods or admins, whatever you want to be. Like, is there any opposition if we get Front Lash in here? All right, I'm not seeing anything that says so. Hey, Front Lash, if you're watching, please join us in Player of the Game.
Yep.
We'll be down there. Hey, where's Front Lash? Front Lash, please.
He'll get here someday. And if he doesn't, you know, oh well. But in the meantime, what have you got to say really was the turning point? Oh, welcome Front Lash. Congratulations on winning the tiebreaker.
Thanks, you guys. Really appreciate it.
Hey, GG's man, that was a strong Vi performance. We're so used to seeing your Poppy, and your Poppy's so strong. But like,
So here's I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I have twice as many mastery points on Vi as I do on Poppy. So
holy shit.
You should rename the team. Don't ban Vi.
Yeah, dude.
no one bans Vi, so we don't need to.
Dude, next split, that'll be your team name. Just don't ban by. Just
We'll
go, just go through champions you have like an absurd amount of mastery points on. Just be like, don't ban this. I'm comfortable on this. We'll just go with that.
It's okay. I've already locked in my team name for next split. You already know what it is. Yumi's Kumis, dude.
Jesus.
But it definitely ain't Yumi. It's Yummy. That's all I'm gonna say. Yada the math.
So I got a question for you though, Front Lash. So
What's up?
what was we haven't seen Jaundice on like Veigar-esque champions, like these mid lane kind of I don't want to say sustained mages, but like typically you see him play like more aggressive assassins. Like, what was up? Just trying something different, or has he been practicing?
I don't think it really has much to do with that. I'm just gonna say that we had a different strategy going into this match, and the way pick ban turned out, we ended up switching up the mid lane pick, and he ended up taking Vigar. It worked out best for what we were trying to do for this game. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, we're not asking for strats, but
No, you're good. I'm just. It's not like he's been practicing it on some alt account and it's his sleeper pick right now. We whipped it out for tiebreakers or anything. It's just one of those. Well, we're not gonna play this, but we could play this instead. So.
yeah, and I definitely think that worked out in your favor. The mid lane matchup was very tricky, especially with Hiramar playing such a very well set up Xerath, but you were able to capitalize on a couple instances where you overextended. So like
Well,
what was you go?
So that's the big problem with Xerath is that like he's theoretically a really safe champion, but if his lane opponent isn't shoving him under his tower, and he's forced to come out from underneath his tower and to get any farm, then it's gonna be really risky for someone who has such high damage and high crowd control like Vi does, especially post 6. And as you saw, as soon as I hit 6 and I ganked him, you land the Q you get the Q auto attack excessive force to proc denting blows. Then you just tap your ult, and usually that's enough time to let them blow a summoner, but not get outside your ult range and get very far. So I think the first time I did it, he blew both flash and heal and just got dunked. And because of the way Vi's ult works, is she puts herself on the opposite side of the champion you ult to. So if they try to ult back towards their tower, it puts you between them and their tower again. So it's I wait just a little bit to see if I can fish out those flashes, because a lot of times players will panic and blow those. So
Yeah, and that was definitely that's one of the things that like I noticed was a lot of your combos were set up, and you did that combo very frequently, especially to Legends. We saw that like 3 or 4 times where you hit that combo.
I really appreciate Legends as a jungler. He jungled for our team as a sub for a number of games this last split. I really respect him as a player, so I really wanted to do well in this matchup, this game specifically. And the fact that my team wanted me on Vi was something. I wanted to prove myself a little bit, because I won't go into it too much. Legends was talking some smack on Vi as a champion in our team discussions way back in the day, so it felt kind of good to play as well as I did. Though I will say that a lot of it was because he went blue cane, and I can just full rotation into that and just erase him from the game. So
Yeah, and I think that's something that Vitalis and I were talking about was the difference of red cane, blue cane. So if he had opted for red cane, how would you have adjusted your guys' strategy around that?
well, I wouldn't have been blowing my ult every time just to kill him and make it a 4v5. I probably would have used it a little more sparingly for kite and peel instead of just deleting one player. No one else on the other team was doing enough damage to warrant like me committing suicide to just kill them, and he was, because of the nature of the way Kane plays, he likes to sit in those outside the team fight sort of areas where he'll wait in the wings for something to happen and then go in. But we had really good ward coverage, so we could see every time he was kind of waiting, and then once I got a glimpse of him, I just managed to play corners and get good cues on him to lock in that kill. So
Yeah, Vitalis, you got anything?
No, I think I'm pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Again, GG's. Congrats, DBP. That puts you guys in 3rd place, right?
yes, I believe so.
Hey, congratulations. That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you to everyone who came out. Congratulations. We have a game tomorrow, I believe, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not sure.
We
Bro,
do.
I don't know. I don't track anything. I just go where I'm needed. Like I look at the spreadsheet. SVT's games tomorrow. Oh, hold on, boys. We'll do it live.
But yeah, we do have an 8th and 9th, or we have an 8th, 9th place play-in, and then I think we have one more tiebreaker between One Trick Ponies and SVT. Actually, speaking of which, so
LDD
oh,
versus SVT.
oh my bad, LDD
Looks
versus
like
SVT.
It's still gonna be scheduled at some time, but yeah, you are correct. We do have the 8th, 9th play-in tomorrow between FAP and PAW. Actually, gonna be at 11:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So yeah, that's gonna be a late boy, and at least it's not gonna be a long boy though, because it's like this one gonna be a best of 1.
Yeah, but hey, best of 1. These games turned out awesome. Thank you everyone for tuning in for tonight. I'm Matt. We got Vitalis, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.